Good morning, good morning. How are we doing out there? Are we look like we are live? Good morning, everyone. Back at it with another Ageless Energy show. As always, I'm your host, Drew Tadia, and primarily we work with women. So this show is usually for women 40 plus that are looking to increase energy, burn body fat, and balance hormones. I feel like I say that a lot. So if that's for you, if that, whoa, does that sound better? If that's you, you're in the right place. If that's not you, you're more than welcome to stick around and hopefully learn something new. Today's going to be open Q&A. These have been going really well. And we're trying a different time. Those of you that, some of you may be listening as a podcast. That's perfectly okay as well. This is we're streaming live into our private Facebook group. It is the Ageless True Forms Ageless Energy Facebook group. So if you would like to get in and see what's going on, you just need to. Primarily, we work with women. So oh, that's me. You just need to send a message. Good morning, Kim. Nicole's in here, and it says a couple other people are in here so far. And gosh, I gotta tell you, so we're doing this in our private Facebook group. We are doing a 12 days of BOGO. Get it? I think you all get it. It's a playoff of 12 days of Christmas. And it's going bonkers. My gosh. We mostly get orders every day, but not this many orders every day. Just yesterday, of course, that everyone's not feeling well at this time. So one of our regular employees isn't feeling well, so I just said stay home and I'll pick up the slack. Great idea, because we don't have enough going on. So we're trying to get our clients prepped for Christmas, and the next week is going to be 24, 5, and 6, and most people are going to be with family eating whatever we eat, and we're trying to do a good job of prepping, making sure our clients know they're supported and on track and continue to see results, because that's what we do. And anyways, I suppose that's not me complaining. I'm super grateful that we have so many orders coming in and so much support, and that it was kind of like we're trying to figure out what to do for Christmas, 12 days of Christmas, because we usually do 12 days of Magmas, and we do a giveaway of liquid mag every day, and then we ask you guys to do something. But anyways, 12 days of BOGO is going awesome, and I'm really, honestly, I haven't said this out loud, but I'm trying to think of something to wrap it up, end it around the 25th that would blow you guys away. But I haven't thought of anything yet. So I don't know if that's going to happen, but you should definitely pay attention to the group. So what happens, I'll just tell you real quick and then we'll get into it. But if you guys have questions, drop them below and I'll answer them. Any questions at all. I was trying to figure out if I was going to do like a Christmas holiday prep show, like Q&A, or if it was going to be like an immune system, because so many people aren't feeling well. But I feel like I get messages every day, people telling me that they're not feeling particularly well. But I'll leave that up to you. If you guys have questions about either, let me know. I'm gonna be out of here. I have another call at the top of the hour, so I got 25 minutes here with you guys, and then I'm gonna jump off. What was it? I was saying something about 12 days of. I was trying to think of something crazy to do on the last day to blow you guys away on the 25th, but like I said, nothing's coming to me yet. So but we had an in-person for our MAT members group coaching call. So every week we have a group coaching call in our private group, and I said to Dorothy, hey, let's do an in-person one. Like, we got a nice office, we got a boardroom, we got space to show people that we're proud of. I don't use it. And she's like, okay. She's like, in person. She's a planner, right? This is my wife, if you're not sure. And she's a super planner. And we talked about time blocking. And she's like, okay, great. When in the new year do you want to schedule that? And I was like, New Year? How about next week? She's like, next week? So then she rolled her eyes and thought I was crazy. And I was like, you married this. You know what you're getting into. No, it was amazing. We had people coming from all over. Some of you drove over an hour away. So from Olds, Didsbury, Carstairs. Some members came from Calgary, and then some came from Okotoks. So it was awesome. It's the energy is so different when you're in person, really. So Dorothy made hot apple cider to sip on. We had popcorn. We had worksheets. We had little gifts. Like I gotta tell you, no, people don't do that. Businesses don't do that. Like some, very few. I don't know. Like I've been in multiple online like mastermind groups with online fitness coaches, and I've worked in many gyms. Never seen a gym do that for their clients. Never had. I don't know any other fitness trainer that does that, or coach, I should say, in any of the mastermind groups I've been in that's doing that, something specific. So we just try to over deliver and always put our clients first, and I think that's why we've found the success we have over the years, and never giving up. We've been doing this for a long time, but anyways, let me see who's in here. Tracy's in here. Good morning. Nicole, Teresa, Sheena, Laura, Sandy. Nicole says, "Hey, Laura." I like that. They're both in our map group. Rhonda, did I already say? Carrie's in here. Shannon. Shelly, Jeanette. Oh, we got a nice group. I feel like this is a better time. We're going to probably move forward with this. There's not going to be a call next week because it's Christmas week. But I'll be back at it the week after. And, gosh, what was I saying? Where was I going with that? Rhonda says my grandkids are blank. So what can I do not to get it? I would start with, words. Rhonda says my kids are SICK. I believe that we are the product of our, not just environment, but our thoughts, words, and actions, in that order. Thoughts, words, and actions. So if you see these all the time. You know what's crazy? Like there's clear research in like, I don't even like to say the C word. I don't even like to say cancer. Like that's really not in my vocabulary. And you guys probably know, like I almost never talk about that topic. There's clear research about those that study those types of disease. See, we watch every word we say. The dis-ease in their body. There's clear research that those that research those types of topics receive. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we don't use the word SICK. I would start there, because you see people, like you hear people talk and that's all they're talking about. And they continue to use the same words over and over again. And I'm like, change your words. Change your words. So that's probably a little bit deeper, maybe a little bit deeper than you're asking, Rhonda. I actually had a really nice conversation with Trina on a one-on-one coaching call, and she said, well, I'm not going to tell you what she said, but she asked some deep questions, and I was like, I'll tell you what I think, but not everyone wants to know the answers. So careful what you ask for. More surface level, I think living the lifestyle of someone strong and healthy. Like I would say, like, maybe biasly, we're very healthy people. I'm talking about my wife and child. And it's not like sometimes viruses come and like your body's just not used to it. And your body has to build up, whether that's antibodies or immune systems or strength at a cellular level. So sometimes viruses come in, but for us, like we're super fortunate because of the actions we take on a regular basis. So if any of us are not feeling well, it's very short. It's like a day or two, and that's it. And unfortunately, you see people, and I feel like that's how you can really tell how strong an immune system is. Some people aren't feeling well for weeks, and I'm like, didn't you tell me a few weeks ago you weren't feeling well? Yeah, I still haven't kicked it. And I feel like that's a clear sign. I feel like our bodies give us signs all the time, and that means that you should be strengthening your immune system all the time. And unfortunately, it's only times like this when people think about it or take action. So what I would do, to be more direct, Rhonda, I would always eat properly and avoid refined sugar. That's an easy one. I would always avoid rancid oils that ruin your gut bacteria, indigestion, and for women in particular, increase hormone imbalances, including more hot flashes on a deeper level. I would take a hot detoxing bath on a regular basis. For me, I'm in a phase of every morning because I'm putting my body through a lot of challenges because I have another Spartan coming up in Houston. It's going to be a 21K, 30 obstacles. And you put your body through a lot of stress. It took me 3 hours and 41 minutes, the last one I did in Arizona. So that's a lot of stress you put your body through. I was really sore the next day, a little bit sore the day after, and almost not sore at all the third day. So my body just recovered rapidly because I'm healthy and I take care of myself. And you guys can too. Like, you guys can take continual steps. Like zinc, for example. I talk about this all the time. We like a liquid zinc, vitamin D, K2. You got to get your magnesium in, otherwise your body won't absorb your D. It's all a process. But these are the things we talk about on a regular basis. So I'm not sure if there's anything differently I would recommend, except for to do more. Like if you have some type of virus that comes in, you need to detox on a deeper level. So you would hydrate more. For example, I would suggest taking more chlorella because it's detoxing. More, or when I say more, probably more often is what I mean. More activated charcoal, and those are things that you can do to prevent. When you know you're surrounded by a bunch of people that aren't feeling well, then you can be stronger, have a stronger immune system. But again, that starts with mindset. That starts with mindset and believing. Like we say all the time, like in our family, we have different phrases. We have championship pedigree. We have grind while they sleep. We have we win. Like that. It's just so simple. Like we win. Like that's what we do. We tell our clients, we'll teach you how to win if this is what you want. And it sounds like, I don't know if it sounds like I came, those of you that may not know, I came from a professional sports background, so it's easy for me. But it's the same thing. People ask me why I wear a hat, not just for branding because it says True Format on it, those that are just listening. But because I played baseball for a good chunk of my life, over half of my life, and we always wore hats. So it's just comfortable for me to wear a hat all the time, except at the dinner table because grandma does not approve of that. But I went off on a little rant there. But believing that you're going to be healthy and believing that you're going to be successful, everything starts in the mindset. So if you think, oh, everyone's not feeling well, I'm going to get it. Of course you are. There's no doubt in my mind that you're just attracting that in some way or another. Jeanette jumped in here. I think I already said good morning to Shelly. What does zinc do? Zinc is a different one because it's not I guess minerals are all a little bit different. I guess D. So D is a simple one. It's or a simpler one. It's basically sunlight, right? Improve your immune system. You could look at but bananas are an easy one, and it's potassium stands out. But if you look at magnesium, a lot of people compare that to sleep. In my opinion, that's probably because the brand name Calm, they were kind of first to market that blew up the magnesium world, and they specifically targeted people that wanted to sleep. So they're take it in the evening, it'll help you with sleep. So a lot of people think that magnesium is just for sleep, or you're only supposed to take it in the evening. I would not agree with that. Maybe for a different topic. But zinc in particular is a little bit different. I don't know if it's one specific thing. It's great for metabolizing different things. It's great for metabolizing vitamins. It's great. What I mean is it's great for breaking down and utilizing what your body has or needs. It's also along the lines of maybe a little bit of D and K2. What people ask me why K2. Because you need a driver for the D to avoid calcification, which is rare. You're probably not going to have, if it's a good quality D, you're probably not going to have to worry about too much calcification. That's more diet or over supplementing with cheap calcium supplements, which a lot of people do because their doctor tells them to do that. But you need the K2 to drive it to the places where it needs it most, your bones, your teeth, etc. And zinc is kind of along those same lines of metabolizing hair, skin, teeth, nails. It's almost like I would say that's closer. Zinc is, take this with a grain of salt. A lot of people probably disagree with this, but a lot of people in my industry, they would probably disagree with if I said that zinc was more like a multivitamin. Not because it has multiple vitamins, because it has multifunctions. And I'm not a fan of multivitamins, by the way. I think they're overly prescribed and overly used and super low quality. And then you miss out. You're like, hey, are you taking magnesium? No, but I'm taking a multivitamin with magnesium. And I'm like, great. You're not getting nearly enough. So a lot of people take a multivitamin thinking that's all they need, and it's very false. Let's see, what do we have in here? Nicole says, are there vitamins to avoid before bed? Oh, that's a really good question. Are there vitamins to avoid before bed? I don't think so. Like, why would we avoid that? Let's think out loud here. If you were to avoid them before bed, possibly because they would keep you up, I can't think of anything that would particularly keep you up. The only thing I can think of is a lot of times we have customers or even clients that talk about medication before bed. So you might look at, so we usually recommend our clients, depending on the individual, but taking activated charcoal before bed. But they have medication that they have to take before bed. So you wouldn't want to take your activated charcoal with medication. You probably wouldn't. I have. But everyone has to make their own decisions there. So I don't know. I don't think I can't think of anything. Like I probably wouldn't. I can't think of like anything with caffeine or ephedrine or ephedra. You wouldn't put that in your body before bed, but I wouldn't recommend putting that in your body anyways. So good question. You stumped me, Nicole. Let me think. I would say no. I would say no is a short answer. Fiona's in here. Ruby's in here. Annette says late but here. Great to see you, Annette. And depends on the type of mag absorbed. I'm not quite sure what you're saying, Nicole, but appreciate your comments. Jessica's in here. Good morning, Brienne. Rhonda says, change my mindset. A Dorothy comment. Good morning, Karina. Well, I'm doing that now. Okay, more is good. You're welcome, Rhonda. And then change my mindset, Dorothy. Sure. I'm not sure what you're saying there, but can you take magnesium before bed? How long to wait before taking activated charcoal? See, that's the problem with it's a little bit of a challenge with the stack that we recommend. So here's what I recommend. I'll just tell you the back end of the day. I recommend chlorella, and this is what we do personally. Chlorella in closer to the evening because it's detoxing. So that's around supper time. And a lot of our clients, we hear, oh, I forgot this, I forgot that. So we have to work on stacking habits. That's what we have to do. So you have a habit, most of you hopefully have a habit of eating supper. So all you have to do is stack another habit with it. I feel like sometimes we overcomplicate things. Or we make life harder on ourselves. If you're already doing something regularly, you don't have to think about it, like supper or brushing your teeth or whatever your evening routine is before bed, stack a habit with it. So if you're missing chlorella regularly, stack it with a habit, like your supper. Just have it with your supper every night. You have I don't know what you guys do at home, but if you have your plate out and you have your fork and knife and you have your glass, put your chlorella on your plate before you put your other food on there. That's it. It's that easy. So that's chlorella, and then we recommend a activated charcoal right before bed, just to help with detoxing, help with digestion, help everything flow properly. That is my recommendation. That's what we do, and that's what we recommend to our team, clients, and members. So if you're asking, can you take magnesium before bed and how long to wait? So I wouldn't take activated charcoal and magnesium before bed, but you get benefits. If you take your magnesium in the morning, you still get benefits of that magnesium in the evening. It's not like nutraceuticals are very different than pharmaceuticals. It's not so let's say an easy one is an antibiotic. So you take an antibiotic, and then they recommend you take it till it's gone, right? Take it till its lifespan is over, like the pill bottle's empty, is what I mean. So, and then your virus or whatever happened in your life, whatever you're trying to get rid of is gone. Like, and many times we compare a pharmaceutical to a nutraceutical, which I'm talking about as natural supplements. But it's different. Like, that's why I'm saying, like, you don't take your magnesium and you're like, oh, I'm so sleepy, I'm going to fall asleep. It doesn't work like that. We have the cells in our body are filled, they're either empty or filled with something. So for example, we have magnesium stores in our body that need to be filled up. So the more they're filled, the more benefits we see. So many times we see someone just start to take magnesium and they're like, oh wow, I'm starting to feel benefits, which is great. But then the other way to get benefits is consistency of taking them. So if you take them every day, you'll get more benefits than taking them once a week. Okay. And then from there, it's duration. So the longer you take magnesium, for example, the more your stores build up, right? And then the more benefits you see from the magnesium. So it's like a compounding interest investing. If you're investing your finances and you're compounding it, it returns more and more over the weeks, months, and years, right? So a lot of times people are like, oh, I hear this all the time. This is what we do. I hear this all the time. Like, oh, I tried that before and it didn't do much. And I'm like, okay, how long did you take it for? Oh, a couple weeks. Right. There's your problem. Or how often did you take it? Oh, I took it a few times over a couple weeks. There's your problem. So my point is that you don't have to take magnesium just in the evening to see the benefits of it. You can take it in the morning and you'll see benefits all day long. Okay, that's the roundabout answer. The simpler answer is, if you want to take magnesium in the evening, I would take activated charcoal right before bed, and then I would probably take magnesium an hour before that. So if you're going to bed at 10 p.m. and you're taking your activated charcoal, I would take your liquid or whatever magnesium you're taking at 9 o'clock. How's that? Answer your question? Let's see. Because I take bioidentical progesterone before bed and charcoal is a binder, I need to be careful and how much. Yeah, that'd be a different conversation, Nicole. That'd be a different conversation. There's a number of different schools of thought, but I'll leave that for another time. Let's see. We have 5 more minutes. Any other questions before I wrap things up for you guys? We got a ton of our MAP members in here. This is our private group, but open to the public, those that are in our private group. And then on top of that, we have our one-on-one metabolism accelerator program members in here, and they're doing a fantastic job. Like, this is if you guys want to learn from any of our MAP members who have seen incredible results, you should do what they're doing. So I just talked about how to in our live workshop, like, you need to be like engaged and cameras on and asking questions and being a part of it. I can talk to from my own perspective till I'm blue in the face. Like, if I'm not really engaged and I'm like multitasking and I'm trying to like listen to a workshop or a live, I get very little out of it. It's kind of a waste of time, to be honest with you. But when I'm in there asking questions, thinking about the other questions that people are answering, and just being a part of the conversation, being present more than anything and not multitasking, get so much more out of it. So the more you guys are present and asking questions and involved, the more you're going to get out of any of these conversations. So hopefully that's helpful. But Rhonda says, great, I'm starting to get it. You answered my question. Awesome. You're welcome. So we're going to, I was just explaining the different levels of people that are in here, and then we have people listening as a podcast that we may not know at all. But we're going to have another in-person live. I have a neighbor that like talks loudly all day. It's not so enjoyable. but that's part of it. You know, we'll have our own warehouse at some point soon, I believe. We're growing rapidly, and super grateful, and I won't have to deal with that. But that's part of it, right? Like I'm not trying to complain. I'm just trying to help you guys like understand your manage your expectations around your actions. Like we could have our own warehouse space now, but then we might be financially in a different position, right? So you take the good with the bad, right? It's the same thing as like when we talk to our clients about exercising or working out, like or following a plan or program. Like manage your expectations. We have some people, I'm going to do a whole conversation on this, but we have some people that will or I have a whole write-up about this, but we have some people that work out or stay on track on their plan or program. Awesome. We're gonna have to start these at 6 a.m. We have some people that follow from Monday to Friday, and then they kind of take the weekends off and do whatever. And they're like, well, how come I'm not getting results? And I'm like, you take the weekends off. Right? But you have to manage your expectations. Like, let's say, for example, that's 33%. 33% of your week is taken off because you don't want to follow along on the weekend, or it's too hard, right? I'm just being honest here, like as honest as possible. So let's say a good gauge of progress is if you're trying to lose weight in particular, or unfortunately, so I still try to get our clients to take progress pictures and measure and not just focus on the scale, or have like non-scale wins, but a lot of people just scale. Like, what am I doing wrong with the scale? And I'm like, well, maybe first of all, we could focus on non-scale wins. That'd be great. But let's just say, for example, if we looked at numbers and data, and this is what I'm trying to get across to our clients, is that I need you guys to fill out your forms. I need you guys to. The background noise doesn't bother us. Thanks, Sharon. Appreciate that. It does bother me, only because I'm like a perfectionist. Like, I want everything to be perfect, really, and that's not perfect. Anyways, let me finish, and then I got to jump off here. Let's say you're staying on track for 5 days out of the week, and you take 2 days off. That's 33% that you're not following the program. So that's only 66%. So you're like, oh, I'm doing great, doing everything you ask, 5 days a week. I don't know what the problem is. And I'm like, that's 66%. That's almost 50%. So you're really only staying on track halfway. And then you're asking me why you're not seeing results. Like, I'm doing everything right. If you're doing everything right, you'd see the results that you're hoping for. So if I said 1 pound a week, let's say 1 pound a week is 100% of, just for number purposes, is 100% of your results. 1 pound a week, and you're following along 66%. You should expect 0.6 to 0.7 weight loss. So your scale, even though you feel like you've been doing everything right or staying on track, won't show 1 pound lost. Right? Like, that's a bit of a reality check. So then you jump on the scale and you're like, hey, the scale hasn't moved. And I'm like, 66%. 66. That scale will never move until you raise your expectations of yourself and put in more effort and stop believing you're doing everything right. Like, I'm doing everything right. What's wrong? Like, you're probably not doing everything right. Like, you can level up. You can try harder. You can do more. Like, we can always do more. I was thinking about this, like, when I played professional, I always worked hard. I was first to show up. I was last to leave. Like, that's how I lived. And I wouldn't let anyone beat me. If someone showed up early, I showed up earlier. Someone stayed later, I stayed later, because I wanted to be a professional athlete my whole life. That's all I wanted. And so I got to the professional level. There's different levels of professional level. So I got to a professional level because I worked so hard. And then
some guy that came down from a higher level, he came down because of whatever happened. Something happened to his hand. He got injured. He came down to rehab. And his work ethic was probably 10 times mine. And it was a complete shock to me. I couldn't believe it. I thought, because I outworked everyone around me, I thought no one worked harder until I saw this guy. And he didn't work out a little bit harder. He worked out way harder. So that raised my perspective. That raised my perspective of what hard work actually was. So we have people that come into our program and they do the minimum. And I'm trying to raise our people up. This isn't just about weight loss, what we do. It's about changing your mindset. It's about expecting more of yourself. It's about improving your lifestyle as a whole. Being a bigger, like stronger, more confident individual. Like, that's what we offer our clients. That's what I want you guys to work on. So when someone comes in and they're doing the minimums, they're not seeing the work, they're not seeing the results, I'm like, level up. What more can you do? Like, how else can you put in the effort? And that's completely different. Like, that's completely different than showing up and going through the motions. And that's very few. Like, don't get me wrong. That's very few. I'm just talking about some of you could be in that situation, or some of you, like, in your life are like, oh, I'm going to the gym a few times a week. I'm eating pretty well. Like, almost everyone that comes into our program looks at our meal plan and is like, whoa, I had no idea I should be eating like this. And they see results almost instantly if they follow the meal plan. And then we usually change, depending on their steps and depending on their lifestyle, we usually change their activity level. We change their workout program. We usually see results almost instantly, like within the first week, and then second week, and then third week. And then I often hear, I haven't seen this many results in 20 years, let alone 2 or 3 weeks. So they just didn't realize, because they weren't taught. And it's the same thing for me. Like, I wasn't in an environment where there's a lot of ultra successful people like this guy. I just kind of struggled and worked my way through. But it's the same thing with, like, business. I'm fortunate to be around some very successful people, and I'm like, they would blow the average person away. And I just want to be around more successful people. That's why when people are like, oh, I'll just do it on my own, I'll just keep trying on my own, like, that's why it doesn't work. That's why you haven't been able to figure it out on your own. It's because you don't have the people, you don't have the coaching or the direction, you don't have the other people that can help level you up. And like, oh, I didn't realize all these women found this much success, and I can too. So, like, we don't have that vision if we're just trying to struggle it on our own. Like, I didn't. I think it's very rare you'll find that individual. I think in most cases it comes from their parents, those ultra successful people. I'm not talking about like silver spoon or money passed down. I'm talking about a different mindset, a different upbringing. And, like, my driving force right now, probably, to be honest with you, is to set our toddler up for success. I want him to have the biggest vision possible. And for that to happen, I have to live that every day. And I have to expand my vision and grow myself so he can see me. I had one of our clients say, I tell my kids all the time to do this. And I'm like, are you doing that? And they're like, well, I could do a better job. And I'm like, well, they're going to do what you do. They're not going to do what you say. So I want to be a great father, a great husband, a great business owner for our children to look at us and be like, wow, okay, it's a different level. It's a different level up here. Morning, Christine. Let's see, I'm wrapping up. Just last couple. If you aren't doing the work, you can ask why. Why you aren't seeing results. I think I'm not sure if that's a statement or a question. I think you can ask. You just have to change your expectations. Like, I just don't think you should expect the world if you're not willing to put in work or sacrifice. And again, the problem there is a lot of people think they are. They just don't know different. Until someone comes along and they raise you up and they're like, hey, there's a different level, right? And there's so many different levels. It's endless. If you could get yourself in environments like that and learn from people. But so many people just have a limited mindset of like, Like, I don't need more. I'm doing everything I can. I'm perfect. I can figure it out on my own. Like, these are all what I would call excuses, or self-sabotaging types of thoughts or emotions that keep you in the exact same spot that you've always been in, which in most cases is in pain, frustration, and struggling. Okay, I'm out of here. Nicole says role model. Veronica jumped in here, and then Christine says good morning. All right, thank you guys for joining live. We have in this group here, we have our BOGO sale. I don't know how many days we're in. We probably have a few more days left, maybe 5 more days left. But keep showing up in the group and asking for our discount codes if you want to grab product. If not, we got lots of free content in here that's hopefully helpful. And if you need direction, we've got quite a bit of new people in here as well. Quite a few new people in here. If you need direction, or if you need a show sent to you, or a link with more information, just ask. That's what we're here for. Veronica says, yes, we have to be the change we want to see in the world. Don't remember who said that. Gandhi said that. Very profound words. You must be the change. And I feel like that's great words to live by. I certainly try to live by that. Have a fab weekend. You too, Laura. So the next group, live and in-person group coaching call for our MAP members in person, is going to be the last Tuesday of next month. The last Tuesday of January. Sandy says, have a great Christmas. Merry Christmas. Good morning, Donna. We're just wrapping things up here. And then those of you that wanted to level up your time blocking and have smaller, more intimate groups, let us know, because we have a list started and we need to end that. So we're going to meet early January, groups of 1 to 3. This is for our MAP members in particular. And then we're going to deep dive and go through every single thing that you do and block you off your entire month, which is going to be amazing and super helpful. Sharon, last Tuesday of January. Last Tuesday of January. That's already in your calendar in school. We've already put that in your calendar in school. So go in school, block that off, and then we'll see you there. I'm way late. Laura says Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Laura. Have a great weekend, Nicole. And Tracy says Merry Christmas to everyone. Safe and healthy holidays. What a great community we have. Love the best wishes. Take care, everyone, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.